Let's start with a brief overview of pricing in QAD ERP system. And as some of you may know that QAD supports automatic pricing in a number of key transactions such as sales orders, purchase orders, customer and supplier schedules, and some others. It means that price for each transaction will be picked up automatically from corresponding data set. The simplest way is to maintain prices in the item master maintenance. However, this practice does not provide required flexibility and is rarely used. For example, you would not be able to have different prices for different customers if you set up price in the item master. So that's why there are two pricing models in QAD ERP system where price lists are maintained: the best pricing and the least discount table pricing. Depending on the transaction type, one or the other is used. There are also other pricing functions in QAD, like service parts, price list, and some miscellaneous price lists that define planned costs for items, labor, and expenses used in projects. And also there's a advanced price management module, so-called APM, which is a separate QAD product that is used for more complicated promotional pricing. Today we're going to talk about best pricing and list discount table pricing. Indeed, QAD pricing is flexible, and flexibility comes with its toll. Setting up price lists in QAD is not a simple task. And in fact, it's one of the complicated processes. Not only you need to understand the best pricing principles, but also put an effort to maintain required pricing structures in QAD. And that's why it's not, and that's not easy and also time-consuming. That's the reason why some QAD users do not maintain pricing in QAD system. They enter and verify prices manually every time they enter orders. And that may slow them down and errors can be made. To that we have designed price list data loaders. And our price list data loaders were specifically designed to address those problems. So you'll be able to maintain flexible pricing structures easily in QAD with minimum effort. You'll be able to analyze existing prices quickly and make required changes as often as you need them. And most important part is that IT department is no longer involved into massive price list updates. Once appropriate pricing is set in QAD correctly, you don't need to enter and verify pricing manually every time orders are entered into the system. And with that, let me demonstrate how the data loaders are working. So first I'm going to show the customer price list data loader. And the data loaders typically, so data loaders are Excel-based tools, and these are Excel template which can be stored on a network, could be stored on a cloud or individually on your computer. And once Excel template is opened, we can select the database, the environment where we need to work in. So I just simply click on the Setup button. And here you can have a list of the databases, and in my case it's just one database, and I select it and hit the button, and now it's selected. And the data loader template is used as report, maintenance program, as analytical tool, all at the same time. So we can download existing pricing into the spreadsheet and analyze what we have prior to make a change. So I can use selection criteria up in this corner, these yellow ranges here, to select records to download. So I can, if I leave all these ranges blank, all the records will be downloaded, including all my historic records which expired today. And by default, effective date is set to today's date. So let's say I just want to download all the records that are in the system for the price list called main. So I hit the download button. And the very first time I click on any action buttons here, the pop-up screen appears and I need to enter QID user ID and a password. I have to have valid QID credentials and also access to corresponding QID menu. In this case, it's 1.10.1.1 menu to be able to use this template. Because if I don't have access or my credentials are not valid, this is just an Excel file and I wouldn't be able to use it to download the data or upload the data. Okay, so QID security is built into data loaders. So once information is downloaded, I can simply scroll it to the back, to the right, and see all the fields from the price list. And among all of these fields here, I can also see GL cost field in one of these columns. And that is actually useful for me to analyze my existing pricing to see whether the price is too low or cost is not that so I'm making some margin on those records. So once I analyze, I can update this pricing in the system using just a couple of options. I can have a couple of options to update the pricing. And if you notice, I have a few field types on the spreadsheet, and some fields are marked with pink labels, header labels here. So these are the key fields, and if I change any values on those fields, it will create, in a hit the upload, I will create new records in the system. So these are key fields. And also other fields are editable fields marked in green, and these are, I can edit them at any point of time. And the other fields are read-only fields, gray fields, and these fields are used only to display information, only for the information purposes. So I can use this template to update my existing pricing, and I can do this one of the two ways. One way would be simply to use this column called increase percentage, right? So my old price column shows the existing pricing here, but let's say I need to increase my price on 5%. So all I have to do is type 5% into this column and make this percentage across the board. So once it's done, the column N automatically recalculates the price with the increase of 5%. And all I need to do here is only click on the button called Upload. So what program does, it reads all the information on the spreadsheet and uploads into QID database pack. But prior it does the upload, it actually scans the spreadsheet again just to see if there's any errors on the spreadsheet. And if there's at least one little error found on the spreadsheet will stop, and the upload will stop, and then I wouldn't be able to upload the whole batch of records into QID. In this case, I was successful, and all of the records been updated in QID. And now if I do the download again, I will see the updated pricing in QID. The other option is, but prior to make this change, actually, what I would do is I would actually save existing pricing as a file, as an Excel file, someplace else. just in case I need to go back to the previous pricing, right? So, and then I would do the increase or decrease the price change. Once it's done, I can verify the new pricing in the database, and then the process is done. So this is one of the options I could use this template. The other option is in case I want to keep the previous price in the system, I could what I could do, I could set the expiry date to today's date in this column, and then I could, copy the entire block of records, existing records, and paste them down below to the end of this block of data, and enter the start date for this copied block of data as tomorrow's date, and leave the expiry date blank in those records. And then I would use the increase column for that pasted block of records to change the new pricing. So, and then I would do the upload. So in other words, I would expire in existing records with the old pricing, and I would copy paste and upload the new pricing starting with the new start date into the system. So this way I will keep the history, the historic pricing records in my database if I need to. And that, and then as you can see, the process does not require a lot of effort. And then even if you need to analyze what, the fields that you have, the pricing that you have, right? And then the third way you can use this template is not necessarily using the download function, but you can simply type or copy paste customer information, item information, and all of these other required data elements to the spreadsheet and hit the upload, right? But for example, you could use a cyber query report or QID report to download and copy paste the customers and items into the spreadsheet. And also you can, if you already have pricing somewhere stored in Excel format or in text format, then you can also copy paste that information to the spreadsheet as well, and do the upload. Okay. And in case something goes wrong, like something that you typed, or there's a typo mistake, or for some reason the information it does not exist, what's going to happen is on the upload, when the program will scan the records, it'll stop the upload, right? And then you can use the find error button here to locate records with the errors, because here we can see only limited number of records, but you may have thousands and thousands of records in the spreadsheet, and this button comes handy to locate those errors. So once I found the error, I can place mouse over, and the program, the Excel will show me what the problem is. And it's up to me as a user what I would like to do with it. I can correct this error if I want to, or I can simply delete this record from the batch and proceed with the rest. Right. So again, it's up to me as a user to decide what I would like to do with those errors. And I don't need to ask IT people to upload or change the pricing in the system. Everything I can do just by myself, by using this template, do the download, analyze, and make a change and upload it back. Okay, and it's a safe and secure way to update pricing in QID when I need it, and how much, how the frequency I decide, right? So it can be every week, could be once a month, once a year. I don't need to plan IT people to help me out with this massive updates. Okay, so that is the customer price list data loader. And now I'd like to show the supplier price list data loader. Let me close it. And supplier price list data loader is very much the same as customer price list data loader. This template is associated with a different menu, 1.10.2.1. And that menu is it's called Supplier, I believe it's called Supplier Price List Maintenance in QAD. And similarly, we have yellow ranges in the top, which I can use to select only specific records for the download, right? And then similarly to the previous template, we do have different column types. The pinky, the green, and gray, right? So now, similarly, I can just hit the setup first, select the database, hit OK, and now I can do the download. So I hit on the download, and again, the QAD credentials has to be entered. I hit download, and now I can browse what I have and make analysis. Again, there's a price, there's a cost, there's a GL cost here as well. So if I need to resort and then make only changes to certain parts, I can do that. I can remove all the parts that I don't need to make changes to, and only leave the parts that I need to make changes in the system. And similarly, we have increased percentage, right? So which I can use across the board, and automatically the program calculates the new price with the increase or decrease in this column, and then I can hit the upload button when I'm ready. And this way I can, change and manage thousands of records when I need them, when I need to change them. And that concludes my presentation. That's my demo, quick demonstration. And I think now we're ready to take any questions from the audience. Denise, I'm going to pass it back to you.